Hey everybody, welcome to Naughty by Imagination. I'm your host Napoleon, and we're going to be reading some Fat Fiction. Today is Full Metal Alchemist Fat Fiction, because I enjoyed that anime. Well, I enjoyed Brotherhood more than the original, but, whatever. It's still good. Anyway, today's selection comes to us by Darth Jamay. I'm going to say Jamay because that's the way it's spelled, Jamaay. Maybe that's just my public school schooling to where I can't fucking read, but whatever. It's called Sibling Love. The description reads, Wrath wants to get closer to Envy, and he's doing it in a rather original manner. Includes yaoi and some foot fetishism. This is new. Sounds juicy. We're gonna get right into it. It says that Wrath is from 2003 FMA series, and Envy is from the Brotherhood series. Why? Because I like him much more in that version. I don't know. I didn't dive too much into the original to know the difference between the two. I just know that I liked Brotherhood more. Envy was a dickhead. Raph was pretty cool, but whatever. Let's read. The homunculus were on a mission in the east, near Lyor. They rented a small house to have a place where to regroup and to rest without drawing suspicion. Lust, gluttony, and sloth were all out, which only left envy and wrath in the house. Wrath was the new member of the crew, and he didn't know his fellow homunculus very well. So, since Envy and him had to pass some time, he thought he could see what the green-haired homunculus was doing. Envy had never really been really nice to Wrath. He hadn't been really mean either. He just acted like a jerk with everyone. And, okay, that wasn't right correctly, but alright. And Wrath wasn't an exception. Wrath finally found Envy in the living room, sleeping in an armchair with his legs placed on one arm, in the back of his neck on the opposite arm. Envy looked so peaceful and innocent when he was like this. Too bad he was asleep. Wrath really wanted to spend some time with him. Suddenly, he remembered a discussion he had with Lust over how to get into Envy's good graces. If you want to make Envy like you, here's what you could try. As these words echoed in Wrath's head, the boy walked to the arm of the chair where Envy's legs were and got on his knees. The young homunculus approached his face from Envy's feet and placed a small kiss on each of them, over Envy's cut socks. Envy opened his eyes in shock. What is this black brat thinks he's doing? He thought. But just when he prepared himself to kick the shit out of the younger sibling, damn, Wrath held his right foot in his hands and started to kiss it several times. Envy hadn't moved a single muscle yet, and he found what was Wrath doing rather enjoyable, to be honest. Maybe I can pretend to be asleep a little longer. Okay, he said to himself and closed his eyes. Wrath kept on worshiping Envy's foot for a while, eventually placing his lips on the little lower of Envy's foot where it wasn't covered by fabric. The black-haired boy gladly did the same with the left foot. A smile appeared on Envy's face. This feels good, he thought. Suddenly, Envy felt Wrath's tongue moving on his toes. Oh, ew. Which totally took him by surprise. The boy cautiously pushed away the fabric that was covering Envy's feet to his ankles, so that the teen's feet were now completely revealed. Wrath then gave to Envy a run for his money with a combination of kisses and licks lovely delivered to his souls. Alright, I know it says foot fetishism, so I'm expecting that, but I'm not into foot shit. I'm not into touching my foot. Don't tickle me. You can rub my feet, but that's it. Don't think you funny and take your nail and caress the bottom of my foot. You're getting kicked. I'm not into foot shit. Don't put them in your mouth. Don't expect me to put in your mouth. I think feet are disgusting. I think my feet look like piggy feet because they're tiny and whatever. They don't look like hands like normal feet. They look like they look like tiny sausages. The little the Vienna sausages you stick, or the tiny little hot dogs you stick in pigs in a blanket. That's what I think my toes look like. But they're not like everybody else's that look like fingers. But still, I think feet are disgusting. I'm not putting that shit in my mouth. So if Raph is gonna put shit in his mouth. By all means, to each their own. It's just not my thing. We gonna keep fucking reading. Suddenly, oh shit, I read that. My bad. Oh shit. Oh, that's not his oh shit. Oh shit, this definitely feels good. Once Raph had enough of worshipping the older homunculus feet, he replaced Envy's socks just as they were. But before he left, Raph placed his palm on his right hand under Envy's left sole, and his palm on his left hand under Envy's right sole, just as if his feet were laying on his hands. Raph smiled and gave 2 long kisses to each of Envy's feet. When done, the boy silently made his way to the door and walked to his bedroom. In the living room, Envy was in the same position, but now with his eyes open. He lifted his right foot up and looked at it with a victorious expression on his face, while he was waggling his toes. Waggling his toes. Thanks for the ride, Rathy. I'll make sure to pay you back. Wait, Raph's the little boy, right? Yeah, this is from 2003. Raph is... No, wait. Which one? Fuck it. Anyway. Later in the bathroom, Raph is getting himself together, ready to take a bubble bath. He turned on the faucet and let the tube be filled with hot water. Once ready and naked, Raph entered into the tube and started to play with bubbles with his alchemy. His recreational moment was interrupted by the sudden appearance of Evie in the bathroom. "Hey, I'm using it. Wait your turn," Raph told him. But Envy didn't seem to care one bit, and he undressed himself before Raph, who was starting to blush. The palm tree? Is that a description? Okay. The palm tree then entered the tube, placing himself in front of his sibling. "Didn't you hear what I said?" said Raph. "Oh, yes, I did, kiddo. But I just thought we could spend some time together, you know." "Yeah, sure. I can smell a rat from 1,000 kilometers from 1,000 kilometers here. What are you up to?" Envy placed both his hands on his chest, plainly innocent, as much as envy can be. "Oh, Wrath, you're hurting me. I just, I just want to, I just want to know you a little better and have fun with you." "Promise?" asked Wrath, completely dumbfounded by what the other homunculus just said. "Promise," and answered Envy. Wrath smiled at Envy, who smiled back at him. The young one took some bubbles in his hands and held them before his face. "Since you want to have some fun," Wrath then blew the bubbles, who were instantly projected on Envy's face, whose reaction could be summarized by him waggling his arms before him while letting "gah" come out of his mouth. "I hereby declare the war of the bubbles," said Wrath, with his fist held in the air. "Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I like playing in bubbles." Envy wiped his face clean from the bubbles and readjusted his headband before giving a defiant glare at Wrath. "Oh, so this is how you want to play?" The two homunculus started to throw bubbles at each other. The battle was merciless, and they were moving so much that some water was pouring out of the tube. Eventually, they both ran out of bubbles, but Wrath used his alchemy to create more bubbles for him. Envy tried to protect himself from while protesting. "Ah, damn you, Wrath! It's not fair. You're cheating." "All is fair in war," said Wrath while blowing bubbles. "All right, then," thought Envy. Without a single warning, Envy placed his right foot on Wrath's crotch. Ouch. This took the boy absolutely by surprise, and he didn't wait long before protesting. "Envy, what are you doing?" "What do you mean? I'm not doing anything," said Envy with a grin on his face. He then pressed his foot a little more against Wrath's penis. "Ow, come on, man." Your foot," was all Wrath could say, disoriented that he was by the awkward feeling. "Oh, that? What's the problem? I thought everything was fair and war." "But that's what?" Wrong, nasty, inappropriate. Don't give me that bullshit. You sure weren't thinking the same earlier. Wrath felt his heart beating like it was gonna pop out of his chest. Could Envy know? No, he can't. He was asleep. Because you definitely don't feel somebody licking your fucking toes when you sleep. That's definitely something that's just, nah, that shit ain't happening. I was asleep. And I'm a rough sleeper, or I'm a selective sleeper. So, like, if you get out of the bed next to me, I won't hear you, or I won't feel you get up. But if you come in my room and open my door, I'm gonna hear that, or I'm gonna feel a presence of you being in my room. So there's no way in hell if somebody physically is putting their tongue or their feet, or their hands on my feet, a place that I'm not okay with you touching, I'm not gonna feel that. Like, that's impossible. And we move this. Oh, whoops. Oh no, I'm right. I I don't know what you're talking about, lad Wrath. Is that so? Maybe I should refresh your memory by showing you then. Amy moved his foot from Wrath's crotch, but then placed both of his feet on the boy's torso, wedging Wrath at the end of the tube. Wrath placed his hand on Envy's feet to try to feed himself, but in vain. The green-haired homunculus took a firm grip on Wrath's left ankle before bringing his foot to his mouth. He licked and kissed Wrath's foot for a long time. Does this ring a bell to you? Wrath didn't respond. He felt ashamed and looked away from what was happening before him. Now don't be like that, Wrathy. You actually gave me a good time back there. I just wonder if return the favor. But if you don't like it, I can stop. No! Wrath said. He calmed himself and asked Envy, I mean, could you continue, please? Hey, 'cause he liked that shit. Envy smiled and took his tongue out of his mouth to lick Wrath's soul and lick in between his toes from time to time. Ew. Oh my god. Wrath didn't try to fight anymore and gave up to the pleasure, which was clearly demonstrated by all the moans he was making. Envy, May, It's too late to tell me to stop now, kiddo. No, it's your feet. Can I have one? I'm surprised too. Envy was surprised by the request, but since Wrath wasn't putting up a fight anymore, maybe he could loosen up a little. So he moved his right foot from Wrath's torso to his mouth, where a warm pair of lips welcomed it. After that, Envy let Wrath's foot go. Alright, give me the other one. Wrath, who was placing his lips and tongue everywhere on Envy's foot, gladly obeyed by lifting his right foot from the water and presenting it to his sibling. Envy, your feet are so warm. Yours taste good as well, Wrathy. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh. No. Okay. They both worshipped each other's foot for a while, kissing, liking, caressing it. Wrath was the first one to let go, and Envy soon after, Envy soon followed. The older one got out of the tube and grabbed a towel. Thank you, Envy. That was really amusing. Yeah, it was, responded Envy. Wrath soon got out of the tube too and dried himself. Once the homunculus was dressed, they both went to the living room and sat next to each other on the couch. Wrath turned the TV on, and laid himself on the couch, his head resting on Envy's lap. Envy seemed annoyed at first, but he eventually didn't protest. Hell, he even caressed Wrath's head. Damn it. I think I'm softening myself. What the hell is this kid doing to me? The homunculus was brought back to the reality when he heard the moans of the black-haired boy. A diabolical idea crossed his mind. Do you like that? Envy asked. Yes. Your hands are so soft, responded Wrath, with his eyes closed. Want to feel something even better? No! Say no! Say no! Say no! Wrath opened his eyes and rose his head to look at Amy with a spark of curiosity in his eyes. You didn't fuck up. Just get your clothes off, lay yourself on the stomach, and let me do the rest. Okay. The short, too? Nah, you can keep it. Wrath undressed himself and laid on the couch, just like Envy told him to. Envy then sat astride then sat astride on Wrath and started to massage his back. How does it feel? Amazing. Envy was pretty happy with this result he was getting, which made him want to please Wrath more. After he took care of the back, Envy turned around and brought attention to Wrath's legs and feet. The boy moaned more and harder, especially when Envy's hands were on his feet. All of a sudden, Wrath felt Envy leaving his position and placing himself behind him, his hands on Wrath's hips, where his shorts were. Envy delicately removed the fabric and tossed it on the floor. "I can't hold myself anymore," said the old homunculus. "Oh, mercy, I said no. He then placed his hands on Raph's butt cheeks and spread them before putting his tongue on the boy's entrance. Raph didn't make a move, except biting his lips and moaning like a crazy. Not like crazy, like a crazy. Envy kept licking Raph's asshole as he groped his butt and giving it a little smack from time to time. See, I know I can't read, or I stutter while reading, because I'm reading everything at the same time and I usually skip words, but the lack of, or the skipping of words is sometimes what makes me laugh and what fucks me up. Because you'd be like, "Oh, I go to the store." It's not "I go to the store," it's "I go to store." It's hilarious to me sometimes, especially where it is. Like, the entire time he was writing, or this person was writing, they said tube instead of tub. Yeah, I was in the tube. I had a nice bubble bath, got in the tube, washed myself up, and he dried himself, and then I got out of the tube. It's funny to me sometimes. Envy, this feels so good. I know. It's about to get better, said Envy while he got up and placed himself in front of Raph's face, who was still laying on his stomach. Envy removed his skirt short to reveal his hard-throbbing erection to Raph. "Now, if I were you, I would lube it a little before what's next to come." So is this what people mean by, like, spending time with each other? Like, yeah, I'm about to go shoot the shit with my boys. Whole time y'all fucking. This what y'all doing? We on to you. We hip. We on to the plan. Raz was hesitant at first, but in the end, he found the courage to place his lips around Envy's cock tip and to slowly take his penis in his mouth. The boy was now completely sucked Envy's dick. He had to admit he kinda liked it. But just when he was getting into it, Envy removed his shaft from the boy's mouth and stroked it a little. Now, good. Now for the real fun. Envy placed himself behind Raph again and put in shaft right at his entrance. "Envy, is this going to hurt?" "A little at first, but don't worry. It'll feel good soon. You'll get used to it," said Envy, as he started to push himself inside his lover. Is he really his lover, though? I mean, if you fuck somebody once, does that automatically make them your lover? Or is it just like a fuck? But I guess you're gonna do it once, you're gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? Boom, bang, bang. I'm sorry. I'm not funny. The boy was now completely... Oh, shit. I skipped like 3 fucking things. Fuck, I'm going back to where I was. He did it very slowly to be sure not to hurt him too much. "Ow, ow, ow, ow," was all Raph could say as he was being probed. I mean, never mind. Whatever. Once all of Envy's penis was in, Raph moved his hips, indicating he wanted Envy to do something, and that he did. He pulled himself out almost entirely, before putting himself back in with a powerful movement of his hips. Raph screamed in agony, but didn't have time to say anything, since Envy was now pounding him with all of his might. Raph never felt so much pleasure. Was it pleasure? Like, is this really how you get used to it? You just go in, and it hurt for a little bit for your first time, and then you go back out, and then you go in, and then they pull it all the way out, and then they shove it back in and are pounding you, and now all of a sudden it's pleasure? Somebody email me. I need to know. What are your coping mechanisms? Tell me that in the comments. He wanted to say how much he loved what Envy was doing to him, but all he could do was panting. "Shit, this kid is tighter than I expected. I'm not gonna last much longer," Envy said to himself. as he must thrusting himself in and out of the boy, feeling the climax approaching. Envy laid himself on the boy's back, who was on his stomach, and placed his hands on Raph's shoulders for the last thrust. Oh fuck! Here it comes! Envy released his load into Raph's tight ass, who also came on the couch. Envy pulled his dick out and laid himself on his back, panting heavily. Shit. It has been so long since I came this much. Raph curled right to him and gave a lick to his lips. Thank you, Envy. That was wonderful, said Raph with a happy smile on his face. Envy took the boy's head in his hands and captured his lips in his own. I love you, Raph. I love you too, Envy. Oh, I mean, see, that's not bad. It started weird. It was weird. And, the broken up English fucked me up. But it was weird, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, yeah, alright, now we gotta end to hurry up and get ourselves together because, our siblings are coming. I mean, I guess that would have been logical, but that's not, like, bad. They sitting there, they cuddling, they love each other. That's cool. That was sweet. That's sweet. Alright, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, that wasn't that bad. I guess I did. I guess I could say I enjoyed it. Tune in next time. This has been Naughty by Imagination with your host, Napoleon. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.